Yo, what is going on, guys? Law here. So yeah, we're gonna be making another tier list video. This is one that I've been looking forward to doing. We're gonna be ranking the 2021 CDL players. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best not to be biased throughout this, and yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into it. Alrighty, so we got every player, even some that I don't even think like Fire's still here. And Standy, Paulx. Alright, I'm just peeping through these just so I know. Zaptius fellow. Interesting. The only people that I don't really know too well is LAG, but we all know how their season went. So, you know, not gonna be that hard to make a decision there. Alright, Abizi, obviously S tier. Champs MVP. Literally too easy for Abizi, First Blood King. You already know how the vibes go for that guy. Alright, now we're heading into accuracy. Accuracy? He definitely is the ice cod. Like, that man literally can clutch anything that is weird. He's literally the clutch king. He's had so many 1v3s that it's literally been insane. I don't know. He was a good respawn player, to be honest. I don't know how much I would have agreed with Major Maniac and his switch. Major Maniac definitely did step it up in Major 5 and stuff. And I don't know. I just feel like the consistency for Major Maniac and accuracy were just a little on different levels. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm going to go ahead and throw accuracy at good. He was definitely a good player. I'm not going to lie. But I definitely think Major Maniac's ceiling to excel was just monumental, so I really do put him over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab Major Maniac actually out of here since we talked about both of them. Put him over Major Maniac over accuracy. So yeah. All right. So I believe this is Alex. He did not have that great of a season, so I'm gonna go ahead and put him on a replaceable. He literally got thrown in like what, Major 4 on. So I mean, yeah, because I know he was having trouble getting into the States and stuff, and I guess it was just a shitty situation for him. But I mean, other than that, I mean, you know, when he did play and he played on LAN, it just wasn't anything that was impressive. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him at replaceable, because definitely I think there's better talent out there, especially in the EU. Already, Apathy. Apathy is actually, you know, overall I've watched him since he was like, you know, playing in the old days of the MLG days. So, you know, I'm not going to just base it off of this year alone. I'm going to base it off of career-wise. So career-wise, Apathy definitely is a good player. Shoot, maybe I'd even throw him at great, because Apathy, honestly, just sometimes he has these moments where he just pops the fuck off, and Apathy, he definitely was the best player on LAG for sure, no doubt in my mind. Alrighty, and so now we got Aqua. Aqua, I feel like Aqua was a great AR. Aqua was actually really good back then, like in the AW days. I remember like watching him, and he was a really cool guy to like look up to. But this year he was a little, I mean, obviously Paris Legion wasn't that great of a team. But I mean, he definitely showed some promise throughout the year, watching him. So I mean, I definitely will put him at decent at best. Maybe even good. I'd maybe put him up there with accuracy and good. Yeah, we'll go ahead and leave him there, because I feel like, you know, he definitely like was one of the stronger players on Paris Legion for sure. Arcides, okay, a lot of people are gonna flame me for this, but I put Arcides in elite. His leadership skills are phenomenal, but I don't know, personally, I'm not even going based off of stats wise, but a little bit going based off of stats wise. I feel like Arcides was, I feel like any like good leader in the Call of Duty League, or, you know, in the league could fill his role and kind of, you know, take control. And, you know, like Clayster, Crim, you know, people like that needed to fill like the leadership AR role. And I feel like Arcides, you know, he definitely was a good fit. He was a great fit. I'm not like, we're gonna get that off the table real quick. But I just feel like anybody could have been placed in that situation and been like a good fill, you know. So, and I definitely think he has clutch. You know what? No, I'm gonna fill. No, yeah, his clutch ability is just way too fucking strong. So for sure, we're gonna get all the phase guys out of the way right now, because we all know that these guys belong in S tier. Celium, literally the fucking hardest kill ever known to fucking man, and he's probably one of the most clutch players I've ever seen, and literally just a monster on the map. And I literally just can't even fathom this phase roster, to be honest. And now we come up with my personal favorite player, the Dawn Simp. Simp is probably the most methodical sub I've ever seen to play the game. He is for sure the next GOAT, in my opinion. He's already up there. He's got 2 chips now. Or he's got like multiple chips. He's got 2 rings now. MVP of the season. Multiple, and then MVP at champs for BO4. So he's literally, I've been watching him since his come up in BO4, and literally this guy is just disgusting. And I literally just love watching his gameplay. Like just this roster right here, I just love watching their gameplay. BZ, Simp, you know, Celium, Arcides, the Tiny Terrors, fucking Mama Bear and Bert, you know. But I love these guys. They're awesome. Alright, so now we're going to go with the Seam. So a lot of people, they put a Seam very high in their list. But personally, I think a Seam is probably just a great player. As much as I want to put him at elite, I definitely think he has great shot caller ability. And, you know, and the role that he plays is very hard. I agree. So I would probably, no, you know, I would probably even throw, you know, we're going to change something around. So we're going to move Apathy to good, because, you know, I think he belongs there, and we'll leave a Seam up there. So yeah, I feel like he deserves that at least. Yeah, his like the difference that him and Clay made on New York Subliner, especially along with Hydra, that was just a legendary run. You know, they gave FaZe a run for their money. I think they were like the first team to beat FaZe, or like not first team to beat FaZe, but like first team to beat FaZe that like actually like kept it going, I guess you could say. Like the span ability, so like they beat FaZe and they didn't kind of just drop off, kind of like LAG did. But you know, that's the truth. So for sure, I think he belongs in great. I definitely do admire his role playing skills, but you know, that's just how it is. Alright, so now we're going to attach. I'm gonna go ahead and put him in, I'm gonna put him in elite, because Dylan Attach is probably like the most clutch player. Like I said, I'm going off of career here. I've seen this guy, you know, I saw this guy in World War II, his obvious artillery run through, you know, that was a legendary play. And, you know, obviously the youngest COD world champion ever to, you know, touch Call of Duty. And, you know, just some of his clutch ability that I've seen throughout the years is just literally insane. And especially the year he had, obviously pulling off the greatest reverse sweep of all time in esports history, pretty much. It was just a legendary moment to watch that happen in person, because I was actually there at Major 5. So seeing him, you know, pull that off, it was probably the most clutchest shit I'd ever seen. So definitely Dylan Attach deserves elite status. Assault, alright. You know, we all know how LAG's year went. It definitely wasn't something to talk about. So we're going to go ahead and put Assault at decent. I definitely think he had some better years back then, like Black Ops 3 and stuff. But, you know, coming to now, it's definitely was not a promising year for them. So we're going to go ahead and put him at decent at best. Yeah, for sure. Benjamin Bance. So this guy, obviously Toronto Ultra, was the only people to give FaZe a run for their money. And obviously Bance, everybody knows he struggled throughout the beginning of the year. And then once things picked up, after they picked up Insight, it was just, you know, game over. They just became a shutdown team. And for that, he definitely deserves to be elite status for turning his season around. And, you know, obviously he's made 2 COD Champs finals appearances, and, you know, he obviously deserves to be in an elite spot, because he knows what it takes to be a champion. Cammy, definitely an S tier player. Literally, this man probably put his entire team on the back. He literally kept them in the Champs finals. He literally kept them in that game, and for that, he definitely deserves S tier. Cammy is for sure one of the nastiest ARs that I've seen to play Cold War. and other games, obviously, not just Cold War, but watching his Cold War season, this was probably the first full season I've seen some of these players to just like watch completely in and out, and for sure his season in Cold War was one to like remember. So yeah, it's gonna be a great time. Classic, he's in a Paris Legion jersey, but he's not in Paris Legion anymore. So basically, I would, he went to Seattle, and I feel like they still kind of struggled there, but I feel like overall the way they finished it, obviously having the amazing closer on phase to take him out of Major 5 was just amazing, and that was a sight to see. And obviously this guy was playing out of his mind. He was definitely one of the people that were playing out of their mind. So just based off of that, last season in MW he was decent. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw him up next to, I'm gonna throw him in decent, because there were some inconsistency problems, but they definitely worked through it. But yeah, so I think he'll belong in decent. All right, Clay Goat, literally 3-time world champion, one of the only 3-time world champions to ever do it, back-to-back world champion. Clay is just monumentally a game changer. So obviously I think this guy should belong, honestly I think he should belong either in elite or S tier. I don't want to put him in S tier just because they just but if I'm going off career wise, I'm for sure putting him in S tier. Yeah, we're going off career wise, so we're putting him in S tier. That man is just, he's been kicked around the can so much, and it's just he always somehow finds a way to make it work. And that's what I admire about his character. So I mean, for sure he belongs up in S tier. All right, now we got Kleenex. For sure one of the best subs on Ultra. His champs performance this year wasn't too much to think about, but for sure he definitely he was definitely one of the difference makers on Ultra. So and even coming up through like the back years, he definitely was a nasty problem to deal with on the map. So for sure he's definitely going to belong in elite with Bance up here. Crim 6, the Crim Goat C6. This man, another 3-time world champion, most winningest player of all time. You can't deny his greatness. So I for sure think he belongs up here in S tier. Over this year alone, I definitely don't think he may be S tier. He'd probably be an elite, maybe even great in my opinion. But career wise, like I said, we're talking about these people career wise. I think Crim is definitely like way up there. Obviously Optic Dynasty, and then going to Dallas, and then going to win a world champion. It was just monumentally like an amazing feat for his career. Dashy, Bruce Almighty, literally one of the best to ever do it. I think he's going to go down as one of the best flexes to ever play the game. For sure an S tier player in my opinion. Got held back by Optic a little bit. But for sure he's definitely going to have a turnaround season this next year, and this man deserves a ring for sure. No doubt in my mind, this man deserves a fucking ring. He is literally so hard to kill on the map, and he can just keep a play going, and probably one of the most clutch SD players I've ever seen. Diamond, he for sure belongs in probably I'd say good, or actually no, I'd put him in great, because obviously this was his first year, and him coming into NYSL, it was for sure like a little sketchy move at first, but then he actually kind of showed up, and obviously he got dropped, and then we moved on into the season. Then he had to get picked up because Clay wanted to take a break, and he definitely stepped up to the plate. So I admire his his reliability and his just coming into like last minute situation, and him still kind of showing up for that. So yeah, definitely a great player in my opinion. And hopefully we'll have many more years with him. Hopefully this won't be his last year in the league. He'll definitely hopefully get a spot. That way he can show off his playability even more. Alrighty, I believe this is Zed, but I'm going to go ahead and throw him in the back because I can't really think about his career right now. We're going to go ahead and think about Envoy now. Envoy, for sure, that's Parasite. Envoy is definitely an elite player. I definitely think he catches a lot of flack for the stuff that he does, but you know, he definitely plays a hard like snake role and, you know, flanking role. I definitely think his role or his play style is very predictable. But personally, I think he also does play one of the hardest roles. It's, you know, it's hard to like play those kind of positions. So I give him a lot of props. So I definitely put Envoy in the elite. Maybe great, you know, because he had a great season, MW. So like taking all that into account, I feel like he kind of belongs in elite. So yeah, we're gonna leave him in elite. Parasite didn't have too much time in the league. So and I've seen him in challengers. He definitely, you know, gets the short end of the stick. I feel bad for the guy. So we'll throw him. He definitely had a great like career like back then, you know, no offense, but I think his career back then was actually pretty amazing. You know, obviously being the first Call of Duty champion, that was awesome. The first real Call of Duty World Champion, Black Ops 2. So we'll put him at good. I know Parasite, you know, he can actually have some pretty clutch abilities. Fire, you know, he's not in the league anymore for a reason, so we'll put him at replaceable. Hate to say it, but you know, he showed up. I know he like played a couple local lands throughout the season, but that was about it. That's all I heard. Formal, obviously one of the best ARs to literally touch the game. Multi FPS champion, literally just so good at any game he touches. Obviously belongs in S tier. Formal. He obviously didn't have the season he wanted this past year, but you know, he still toughed it out and he made it through. But they obviously didn't get the place and they wanted at champs, but that's all right. He obviously retired as of now, and yeah, but he's on to better things now, so good for him. Gunless, for sure, an amazing AR. Gunless is definitely an elite player in my opinion. You know, him on Huntsman, and then, you know, even back then in his career, and even to this day, you know, on Seattle Surge, he's just an amazing AR player. Him and Octane were probably like the best AR duo I've ever seen for sure. So this man definitely deserves his spot in elite. Huke, I definitely think Huke had his time. He's a great player. He's definitely gonna go down as another like multi FPS champ. He's a multi FPS champion. So for sure, we'll put him in elite. Yeah, we'll put him in elite because definitely his accolades back up. I mean, obviously he didn't finish the Cold War season how he wanted to, but you know, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. And yeah, he deserves this spot, you know, for what he's done. Hydra, definitely gonna be in the S tier. Hydra is literally probably one of the nastiest subs, the French fucking phenom, that man. And he's actually a really cool guy. I actually got to meet him at Major 5, so meeting this guy, figuring out how chill he was, and you know, and just how calm, cool, and collected he stays in a LAN match is just insane. So this guy is definitely going to be one of the next up-and-coming players. Shoot, maybe up there with Simp, to be honest, if he was in a better situation with some better players. So that man can literally just take over a map if he wants to. So definitely earned his spot in the S tier. Illy, Illy started off as an S&D star, and then, you know, kind of got brought into Empire and the CDL league and the CDL, and I feel like, you know, I would put him at elite. He definitely has some moments where he can shine, but he also has some moments where he can, you know, fall. Like, obviously we know what happened at champs. This man kind of choked his brains out and kind of costed Dallas the game. So basically taking that into account, but also giving him the benefit of the doubt that he's also a world champion from last season. I'm definitely going to give him the elite spot because he definitely earns his worth. He earns his keep around Dallas Empire. So for sure, I think he is definitely an elite player. He knows how to outplay. He's definitely a great S&D player. We can all get that out of the book. So yeah, definitely an elite player for me. Alrighty, Looney. Looney definitely, you know, we know how his season went. He got benched, and then obviously he retired, so he wasn't having the hottest of seasons. But, you know, back then he definitely was pretty good. I'm gonna put him at replaceable. For me, I just feel like there's definitely better talent out there. I mean, shit, you know, they could have even probably picked up somebody from challengers and done better besides Decimate, because Decimate was just a horrible pickup. Alrighty, Kenny, guys, he definitely belongs into the elite. You know, he was a nasty AR once he moved to the main AR, and for sure if he had a better situation going on, I think he would be one of the top 3 ARs in the game, honestly, right now. And, you know, obviously going back to his like career back then, he just was a phenomenal player. And, you know, I definitely praise this guy for, you know, the stats he puts up and everything throughout the years. So yeah, definitely an elite player for me. Mac, I would probably throw him in good, maybe great. But yeah, he just there wasn't too much stuff that he impressed me over his career. I feel like you know, it was good and it was good enough to get by, but I feel like, you know, they needed a little bit more in the NYSL department. You know, honestly, I think I'd put Mac over DiamondCon at this point. Yeah, because Mac, you know, he definitely like was part of that like little NYSL run that they had, and so that was definitely pretty disgusting. So yeah, I'll go ahead and leave Mac a great. Mac deserves that. I'll give Methods. You know, everybody talks about how Methods got dropped and Ultra went, you know, to a top 2 team just like that. But, you know, I feel like they literally, I mean, like, you can't really even say that because, you know, if they would have stuck it out till maybe like stage 2 and they got the same placing, then, you know, then that's a whole different story. But Methods kind of got dropped out of the first one, and he literally didn't get a chance after that. So, he's obviously always been a great competitor. So I'm going to go ahead and give him good, just because I think he's still got a lot of gas left in the tank, and, you know, his talents kind of got wasted this season. So for sure, I'm going to give that to him. Neptune, obviously, we're going to throw him up in the elite because he's a multi-FPS gamer, and I don't think he's a champion just yet. Or he was a champion in Halo, I think, but not in COD yet. But this man is literally on his way up. Neptune literally showed what he's made of in the Call of Duty League. You know, he's just disgusting on the map when he turns up, and I definitely give this man a lot of props. Any Halo pro that like comes to COD is just an insane creature. So yeah, this man definitely deserves a spot in the elite tier. Octane, or as we say, Lantane, because this man is just built different on land. He literally just does not stop whenever he's on land. So for sure, this man earns an S tier. Just obviously one of the top 5 ARs in the game, in my opinion. And yeah, he just speaks for himself. S tier player right there. All right, Awakening, Big Wake. I think Big Wake is man. I think he belongs in great, in my opinion. So I'm gonna leave him in great because I feel like, you know, he has moments where he shines, and then he has moments where he's kind of just like falling flat. You know, obviously these caliber of players, I feel like he's not there just yet. He's like pretty much like on the cusp of it, but not just there yet. So for sure, yeah, I'm gonna leave him at a great player. So I mean, maybe he deserves an elite spot, but in my opinion, I think he just should stay great, just for now. Maybe he'll turn up in the future, so we'll see. Like I said, I'm going off career-wise stats, not just seasonal stats. Pristini, you know, he's definitely always been a character that, you know, that you see on winning teams. So I would probably for sure place him in, I'd probably put him in great as well. He's definitely a great player. But I definitely think he lacks something. I don't know. To be honest, the only time I've seen him winning is with RCDs, and I don't know if maybe that's a correlation, you know, brother, but, you know, what can you do? I feel like he's a great player. No less than great, to be honest, in my opinion. So yeah, he's gonna stay there. Priesta, obviously this man is gonna go in elite for me. I feel like he really turned up his Cold War season, and obviously watching him before when he was on FaZe, obviously got second place at champs, and then, you know, going back even that BO4, I think he got second place at champs again with 100 Thieves. So I mean, this man is just obviously a great asset to any team, so he definitely belongs in the elite tier for sure, in my opinion. Scump, we got the king, so, you know, this man is going up here already because this man is just, he can do it all, and, you know, he just lets it fucking fly on the map, and he's just a beast to be reckoned with. So I mean, he speaks for himself, to be honest. Shotzi, obviously another S tier player, one of the most aggressive subs I've ever seen, can literally make anybody get juked out of their shoes. So this man, literally the movement king, just, he does it all, man. He literally just he's such a hard kill. So for sure, Shotzi belongs up here. He's already a world champion, so, you know, he's already kind of earned that S tier title. Silly, for sure, I would probably put at I'd put him at replaceable, honestly. He was probably like at most a good S&D player. And then obviously with the recent news that's been going on with him, I don't really fuck with Silly too much anymore. Personally, like I said, I'm gonna try and keep as not biased as possible, but after what I've heard from that guy, his actions don't speak for it and his gameplay don't speak for it. So yeah, this man belongs in replaceable. Scraps, I know I'm kind of skipping over this Raven player, but Scraps, he for sure belongs in, I think he belongs in good for sure. I feel like his Cold War season was just so haunting for him, and I like really want the best for Scraps because I feel like he's a really good player, and he belongs on a decent team. But hopefully that'll happen next season now that Paris Legion is squad wiped, and maybe him and Wuskins can get back to it, because I remember them on London Royal Ravens was probably like some of the nastiest shit I'd ever seen. So for sure he definitely belongs in good. Alrighty, so Shawnee, definitely probably one of the better London Royal Ravens players, but I don't know, he just didn't do anything that impressed me too much, so I'm gonna go and leave him at decent for sure. I mean, definitely has room for improvement. But yeah, we'll go ahead and see how that goes, because I mean, come on, like they dropped Parasite, and I feel like Parasite was one of the best London Royal Ravens players, but that's just how it goes. Skies is definitely a great AR, so I'd probably put him up here with Awakening. I feel like they're kind of both equally on the same level. So for sure, I think they're definitely going to be two of the best players on Florida, at least the two best ARs. So yeah. Slacked, he was good back then, but nowadays he's kind of slowed down. He's kind of let off the gas, but for sure he's still probably a decent player in my opinion. I think he he's still got some gas left in the tank maybe, but maybe Cold War just wasn't his year, but he definitely had a pretty slow season this year. Slasher, this man is literally a tank, obviously a land vet, and obviously he belongs in elite. I feel like Slasher, his coachability and his leadership just kind of all ties him together, and obviously he's a very experienced winning vet, so for sure he belongs in the elite tier. He's one of the nastiest ARs as well. There's a lot of talent. Obviously, I say there's a lot of nasty ARs, but it's true. Some of these ARs can literally just turn up one season and just make everybody their bitch. So Slasher is definitely one of those players. Temp, I feel like Temp, he had a decent season this past season, and over his career he's definitely been a great player. I'm kind of torn between good and decent. I think he belongs in decent. He definitely has more room to improve, but for sure he definitely can. I feel like there's just something holding him back from being in that good spot. But for sure, I think he's definitely like right on the cusp of that. TJ Halley, I'd probably put him at, good. I've been watching TJ since he was back in, AW, and obviously we're going off career stats, so not career stats, but like career performance. I feel like he's always been like that clutch ability player, and he's definitely always been on that. So I definitely give him the good. Green light. And honestly thinking more about it now as I go through these players, I think I kind of want to move accuracy from good to decent. No, I can't do that to accuracy. Maybe I just feel like somebody should be moved from here to here. I'll think about it more as the time goes on. Vivid, obviously this man is a force to be reckoned with on the map. He definitely turned his season around, so for sure I definitely think when Vivid heats up, he can be something scary on the map. So I kind of want to put him on great. It's a tough one. I don't think he's elite just yet. He had one good season on Dallas Empire. He definitely turned his season from LAG to Dallas Empire, around, so that's a plus. But yeah, I don't think he's just at elite yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave him at great. Zero, nothing impressive for me, so I'm just gonna go and throw him in decent. Insight, S tier player for sure. I think him and Cammy were probably the two best ARs last season for them. Literally just obviously turned Ultra into a top. Alrighty guys, Insight, obviously an S tier player. He obviously turned Ultra into a top 2 team. He literally just dominated the league once he started getting in there, and he just kind of just shook the whole league, to be honest. So I give props to this guy for what he did coming in as an amateur. And for sure, I think he's going to have a better season next season. Hopefully, the Ultra Gang stick together and they can, make a run again. But for sure, this man is definitely an S-tier player already, in my opinion. Paulx, he definitely was a promising player coming out of the Challengers scene. I think he definitely was London Royal Ravens' best player at the time. I'm going to put him at decent because I feel like he's still got room to grow and get better. So definitely he's on the cusp of good with some of these players. But I definitely think he for sure could belong in another stat line if he just, got more repetition and, became a better vet. So, yeah. Dandy, for sure, I'm going to put him in great because Stanley obviously just turned Rocker season into something different. They turned everybody on top of their heads. He came in, he beat Optic in Dallas, and he just, flipped it completely 360'd. So, yeah, for sure, Stanley belongs in great because this man's only going to get better as the years go on, and so I'm ready to see it, honestly. Venom, he definitely was probably one of the weaker ones that came out of the Challenger season. There was a lot of promise coming from him, but I feel like he didn't really perform up to the hype. I think I'd even throw him in replaceable, honestly. You know what? I'm gonna put TJ Halley in great. I'm gonna put Paulx in good. Because TJ Halley, thinking back on it now, I feel like TJ Halley was a great player. He's like I said, a great clutch player. Paulx, definitely on the cusp of being good, so I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Being in a shitty situation with the Ravens, I feel like him and Zap were actually pretty nasty together. So for sure, I think they both got kind of fucked in that situation. Venom, he had his moments. No, I still wouldn't even put him in decent. Yeah, replaceable for sure. Yep, sticking with that answer now. Alrighty, Draza, definitely was a great pickup for LA Thieves, and I definitely think he's a great player, and he's still got more promise. His MW season last year was a pretty good one on OGLA. But yeah, and then he obviously walked into Cold War with no league spot, so he definitely is a great player, and I think he deserves to be in the great category because, once he even came in as an AR, and then he moved to sub, and I feel like he did damage on all those aspects, so for sure he belongs in the great category, in my opinion. Havoc, I'd probably put him at the decent. His time on Gen G back then, and MW in Florida, and then and then this year on Florida, I just feel like he has more to show, and maybe he just hasn't had that breakout year yet, but I feel like he definitely is a decent player, and I think he's got more to show, in my opinion. And he was also a really chill guy that I met at the LAN as well, but for sure I think he's a great dude, and I think he's got more to show, in my opinion. Probably the best player that LAG picked up. I think I'd throw him I'd probably put him on the same as Apathy, because like I said, I've watched Chino for a while. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw him in good. He definitely belongs there. He was a great player throughout this last season, and obviously in his career I've watched him, and he's just a nasty player, and I think he truly got fucked over in the LAG situation. So for sure, I think he deserves to be in the good situation right now, or in the good spot. I'm gonna give Fellow. I'm kind of torn between good and decent. I definitely think he's a good player, but he's just not there yet. I feel like Fellow has more to show, and for sure he's a great S&D player. I'll give him that. He's a great S&D player, but his respawn could use some work, I'm not gonna lie. But another chill guy I met at the Major 5 LAN. But yeah, for sure he's definitely got more to show, in my opinion, as well. Maybe this year just wasn't his year, but especially when the whole situation with Dallas happened, he definitely stepped up to the plate, and I give him a lot of props for that, and I look forward to seeing more from him in the future. Zaptius, another good player. He hopped on the London Royal Ravens squad mid-season and pretty much turned that thing around, and then they kind of dropped him, which was really stupid in my opinion, but definitely the best prospect that came out of the Challenger scene for sure, in my opinion. So yeah. Alrighty guys, then we got Assault here. He for sure is Oh no, wait. Oh no, this is Decimate. Whoops, my bad. They got the same haircut. Decimate. He was great on LAG last year. And then, you know, his Cold War season this year was kind of, you know, being put on Seattle and then him kind of just giving up. I feel like that guy was honestly really good in the Challenger scene, and I played against him before. He's a really good player, but I'm gonna give him decent at best. John, I'm sorry, but John was just he was a BO3 world champion. I give him that, but him coming into this year, it just wasn't it. So I'll give him decent at best, just to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's a world champion. But yeah, that man, his season this past year was just atrocious. Afro, for sure, the next up and coming. I'm definitely going to put this kid at elite because he definitely shined throughout the whole London Royal Ravens roster, and for sure he's pretty much got himself a roster to be built, and you know he's going to be the face of London Royal Ravens, so that man is going to be a great player in the up and coming. So yeah, be on the lookout for him, especially next season. Alrighty guys, so now we have Zed. This guy was honestly a really good player that came out of London Royal Ravens, and I feel like he definitely deserved a spot maybe on being back on the London Royal Ravens squad. You know, honestly, I'm gonna throw him in decent. I feel like he was a decent player, but for sure, I think you know, looking back on this, I'm going to make some final changes right now, and then we'll go ahead and go into the final rundown. So let me do that real quick. Alrighty guys, so I finished making my changes with the tier list maker, and I think I've finally come up with my final roster. So yeah, pretty much have all these guys in the middle section, and I got kind of like the above elite tier players in the top. So yeah, I think this is a pretty accurate representation. I feel like I try to be unbiased as possible. So yeah guys, this has been my tier list. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't be afraid to you know, share your opinion. I'm definitely always open to thoughts on players' perspective. So yeah, if y'all want to give me a shout, shoot down in the comments below, and obviously you already know to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell notification. That way y'all can get entered into that 500 subscriber giveaway for the Call of Duty Vanguard copy. So you know, be on the lookout for that. And yeah guys, I appreciate y'all stopping by, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.